Hello, my name is Jerry Waxler, author of The Memoir Revolution. I want to talk today about the importance of writing prompts and how to find and use them. So, in order to understand the value of writing prompts, consider what it feels like to sit down at a blank screen and think to yourself, I'm going to write my memoir today. It's such a broad, vague request to yourself that you may find yourself floundering or casting about for ideas and not really having a clear idea about how to focus. Consider a very different situation where you're talking to a friend about high school and your friend's telling you about some zany experience that they had, and suddenly pops into your mind that what you want to say, and when it's your turn, is you want to talk about an experience that you had in high school. So, for example, I was not an athlete. I was very studious, but I was always curious about sports, even though I had very little experience with it. So I went out for track one spring, and I was waking up before dawn and joining the track team for workouts for which I had no experience whatsoever. I was always last at the practice sessions, but it was an interesting, important experience for me. I remember the pain, I remember the exhaustion and exhilaration of running through muddy fields. And so I'm explaining this to my friend. It's it's simply something that pops out of my mind as a fully formed idea, not because I was thinking about it before, but because now that I'm trying to explain it to my friend, it becomes important. Well, if you could have a continual set of interviews about your life experiences, that would be a great way to generate material. However, barring that, and since most of us don't have any such uh, endless supply of friendship interviews, we can ask ourselves questions. And these questions that we ask ourselves are called writing prompts. For example, if you keep a list of writing prompts available, you can sit down at your screen and ask yourself a question. So, for example, describe your kitchen when you were growing up. Describe a dinner where everyone burst into laughter. Describe some great vacation. So, as you ask yourself specific writing prompts, your mind kicks into this similar state where you're trying to explain something to someone. So, you're imagining this audience out there that someone has asked you a question and now you're trying to answer it. These writing prompts are one of the reasons that memoir writing workshops are so interesting and effective, is that by talking about memoir writing and learning from a teacher, you sit together in a room, everyone focusing on answering this question. It turns into a really a clever group communication experience. You can also find writing prompts by reading other memoirs. I constantly do this when I read a memoir. I sit back and think about what did it mean to me? How did that author approach the story of their lives? A lot of my writing prompts have to do with their process in writing this book, and I try to extract that and offer it to readers on my blog. So I hope that you will gain a familiarity and comfort level with writing prompts because it can really help you develop your memoir, even if it's in bits and pieces. When you're finished with each bit, organize it, put it into your timeline in chronological order, and you will gradually build up a collection of really interesting stories. So thank you for listening, and I hope that you will learn more about my memoir writing tips by checking out my blog. Just Google Jerry Waxler, Waxler, with the word blog and memoir, and you'll find many, many essays on these fascinating topics. Thank you very much.